Hey guys, welcome to creatingtracks.com, and this is what we did last week. And today we're going to arrange this so that it has better structure and sounds a lot more organic. So I have these two kick drums, these two hi-hat tracks, and if I solo my drum track, and here are some trance drum rolls from some sample packs. And then there's one more, which sounds like this. All right, cool. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna break this up a little bit. So we have three basses playing at the same time. And before this part even begins, you can see that they're all playing at the same time. And then over here, only one of them is playing. And then they all get introduced at the same time. And this way it can start sounding repetitive too soon. So what we can do is I'm gonna select these first two clips and delete those. And now if I hit play, and you can hear how much better it sounds when the new bass is introduced with all these hi-hats and all the drums playing at the same time. And over here, it's a little bit of a build-up. And then here we have this intro where just one layer is playing. So even though the MIDI notes stay the same, the overall sound still progresses because of new presets and new sounds being introduced. So it just starts enhancing the sound a lot more. Now, one thing that's happening over here is that everything is getting introduced with the drums. So the drums are consistent. There's kick, then there's a fill, then there's more drums. And then everything that gets introduced is getting introduced with a kick drum at the beginning. So even this part over here and this part has a kick drum right here, kick drum over here, and then kick drum with crashes and white noise and everything. And it can get really repetitive. So what I'm gonna do is, let me bring down my sub over here to keep it organized. And let me zoom in to when the third layer gets introduced, or the second bass layer, or actually the third layer, bass 2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two notes and select everything in the song all the way to the top, all the layers, and then hit delete. And now you can see that it deleted our crash, which is fine. We can extend that and drag it where the snare and kick or the rest of the drums are. So it'll sound pretty good like that. And let's check it out. So that sounds really cool. It's got a little short gap, but everything still stays on grid and keeps going, so you don't lose the track of the song. But I think this pause is a little too big, so we can grab these layers and pull them back so you can hear this note before the drums, and it'll sound a little more organic. All right, so it sounds a lot better than before. And what we can do next is we can duplicate all of this over here. So only my drums and the white noise, and not my sub and none of these instruments, but just my drums. And I'll Command D to duplicate that. And you can see we have this gap that was left, so that's fine. We can fix that. And I'll just copy kick from here, just one note. Paste that over here, and should be fine. So let's grab the bass clip, the intro bass clip, alt-click and drag it over here, and I'll delete the second half, and then I'll just alt-click and drag it down to this layer. So what we've done now is we've introduced this part over here as a different MIDI pattern, or MIDI clip, or bass pattern. So we have this intro over here, then we introduce this over here as the drop, then all three of them together, and then at the end we're bringing back the intro pattern but with another layer of a new bass. And if I play it, so as you can hear, that sounds very abrupt. The transition isn't so smooth, and we can fix that. And for that, we'll use the first 4 counts as a fill-in. So for that, let's go ahead and come up to our original bass layer, and we'll drag this in for 4 counts. So kick, snare for that amount of time. And then we'll go ahead and grab our crash, drag it over to this kick after 4 counts, delete our white noise for this much part, and I hit Command E to split it. I'll delete these drums, and we'll let the side chain stay. So I only have 1 bass layer playing right now. So that's a really cool way to get some variation in your song structure. And another thing we can do to space it out even better is to automate their pan position. So for both these new sounds that we introduced, that sound as well as this one. So I'll right click on the pan and do show automation, and even on this one, and you can see this red line that shows our pan automation. And for this track, I won't automate it, but I'll just pan it to the left about 20 or 25. And then this one, I'm going to select the part that overlaps with this bass. And once you select this, you can hover your mouse over this line and it'll turn purple. So just like that. And then you can click and drag it up. So I'll click and drag it up to about 25. So you can guess that a little bit, maybe just a little more. And that's about right. So let's check it out. And we'll check it out now. All right, so to make this transition even better, you can add an auto filter. So let's grab an auto filter from our audio effects rack, and we'll automate this frequency and the resonance. So I'll go ahead, show automation for the frequency, just drag this down quickly, just something rough. And then same with the resonance, so right click, show automation, and just select this and increase that. Alright guys, so there you go. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to our channel for a lot more. And we'll see you next time. Peace.